Alright, now, I'm very much excited, although I don't look excited, to start on the arms, because arms are nice. Hands, arms, whatever. I mean, hand, of course, is this part, arm is everything. So the arms should be a little bit spread. So I will just spread the shoulders, and then I will try to draw some arms for you to see. So let me try. Okay, now the arms should go and be to the middle of the... They will reach to the middle of the thigh in here. So this, it will be the end of the arm. So from here to here it will be an arm. Okay. This will be with spread fingers a little bit. So fingers. The elbow should go in this area, around here, where the rib cage ends. Yeah, around there. So we'll have the lower part. Here we'll have kind of a... It's not the elbow, but this is the bone which is below in here. See, in the lower part. The elbow is back here, but in the low we have a muscle, not a muscle, a bone, where some muscles attach, but I will tell you about them. And the other parts will be like this. Yes. So most of the time, no, it's not exactly like this, but yeah. This will be the other fingers, and something like this will be the hand, the arm. Yes, biceps. This is the hand, like this. Yes. So you see, it's much more natural for me to draw arms than legs, because I have done it a lot in my youth. So it comes to me. But yeah, the thing is, you should go outside your comfort zone, because this will develop your skills. If you want to develop your skills, you should go outside your comfort zone. For example, many people are very comfortable making monsters. Why? Because monsters, in their opinion, doesn't require anatomy or something. It does. It does require everything, because if you don't include human or animal anatomy, or even insect anatomy, something logical, something that your subconscious will say, okay, this is logical. If you don't include that in every part of your monster will look off. It will look amorph. It will look that it wouldn't work. And everybody will be able to notice that, and everybody will say, this monster is kind of off. It's not good. So that's why you should learn anatomy, not only female anatomy, but all kinds of anatomy. I'm planning, by the way, to make a course probably, or a video, or both, about horse anatomy, which is much closer to all other four-legged animals anatomy than human anatomy. So it will be an interesting topic, by the way, but I have to prepare a lot. So yeah, for every video I'm making on YouTube, or every course, I'm preparing, I'm practicing. I don't want to sound like, okay, this I don't know exactly. Yeah, for this particular course, I was preparing how? In my work, we are doing all of these stylized characters like for maybe 2 years now. So I'm doing a lot of them. And that's my preparation, basically. It's okay. Now, again, using B, pressing B and this curve to brush, we will just start like this. And of course, we will go ahead and make it smaller outside, and then click. Smaller, click. Then I will accept it by just clicking somewhere on the object, and the curve will disappear, and I will be able to call my pivot with W. I call it with W and place the arms. I will not make them too spread, but they will be a little bit spread apart. And now I will start doing what? With the move brush, I will kind of flatten this and this part, and I will flatten this and this. Because, you see, the lower part of the arm is flat here and here. Kind of, it's, yeah. And the upper part is flat in top and bottom. And the biceps in the front, the triceps in the back. And then the elbow will be here. And of course, both arms you see here are bent. And here is the question. Will we make the pose of the character? Yes, we will make definitely the pose. But we will make everything and we will refine the character in a T-pose, or maybe exactly this pose. And then, when we're ready, we'll save our file. We'll call it T-pose or something, and we will continue from there. And when it's time for retopology, with another course probably I will make, but not next to this. I mean, not after this. Someday, maybe, I will make a course for retopology if you guys want, and I will show you exactly my workflow, how I retopologize, how I do it for the characters that I'm doing in my work now, because before I made a course for absolute beginners retopology in 3D Max, but now I'm not working with 3D Max anymore. I'm trying to include Blender and ZBrush retopology in my workflow. So yeah, maybe I will do this. So the wrists are, and after we do the T-pose, we will do the pose, the exact pose here. We'll do it with the weapon and everything. So now a little bit bent on the elbow, so the elbow is around the middle. And I told you that the elbow, you see, the elbow is around this area. If our measures, the other measures are correct, they may be not exactly correct in this point, but as I told you, we can always change kind of everything. We'll be able to change it, so it's not a big deal if it's not exactly correct now. I think to make a thin character is even more difficult than to make a real, like, not real, but female, which is kind of a curvy. I will push this a bit, because this is the rib cage, and this in the back is the back muscle, which comes from the back in here like this. And it goes down, but whatever, we don't care that much. And for a female, she has very wide shoulders probably, but here she has wide shoulders because of those shoulder guards. Maybe we will thin that a bit. And she looks like a child. So we will see how we will control this. This will be one of the maybe difficult parts. We'll see how it goes. But we don't have to worry that much about this. We have to make the form of our arms. And of course it will take maybe a few videos because of the fingers mostly. They are kind of difficult. So what I like to do here is, you see, now let me kind of draw you what happens in this back area of the arm. So here we will have the triceps. The triceps. But of course for the female, I'm drawing it a little bit more muscular, but for the female it's not that muscular. So the bottom side of the triceps and this side of the triceps is the small head. This is the long head. And then we have the elbow in here. So this part here is tendon, and also there is the other head which is inside here, but it doesn't matter, it's more flat here. A little bit curvy, but those things are kind of visible. They are like this and like this. Whatever. So the triceps, this small head, is connected around this area. Yeah, what the triceps is doing is kind of pushing the head, so it's connected basically on the lower bone here, one of the bones, maybe the bone of the elbow exactly. And the bone of the elbow is very big in this area, and it goes like this, and it's very thin here. And there is another bone, which is here on the top, that is thin here, and then it goes and become bigger in the wrist area. But yeah, basically is this. So this is the biceps here in the front. It's very low visibility of the biceps. Then we have the brachialis muscle, which is between the biceps and the triceps. And then we have one muscle, which is the brachialis, brachioradialis muscle, I think, which is making this kind of form of the arm here. And here are attached most of the muscles which are below, and they're like one whole form, and all the muscles of the forearm here are ending around this area. And after that, only tendons. And that's why you see muscles, they're ending here, and they're only continuing as a tendon to the fingers. You see how here is moving? Because those muscles are moving the finger, and also the upper muscles are squeezing. No, these muscles down are squeezing the fingers, and those muscles up here are extending the fingers. See? So all the muscles here are working mostly for this, for the wrist and for the fingers. And there are muscles also in here, but they're not too much in the hand part. Of course, the most noticeable is this one, the chicken leg muscles here, the thumb muscle. So I hope you got something from this, and let's continue. So what I like to do is kind of define the triceps part in here, and then define that the biceps in the front. Then let's make it thin, and we will have the biceps here. The biceps, by the way, many people are making it like this. It's not looking good. I mean, when the hand is straight, you see, the biceps is pretty much straight. And from this point of view, you see how the biceps is very much straight, like a tube. It's exactly like a cylinder. It's not, when you squeeze the muscle, it becomes kind of this part, this side. Otherwise, especially in female, it's very much straight. It's super kind of straight, and the hand is almost, the biceps is almost kind of parallel to the triceps in the female. In the male, it will be a little bit different, but yeah, you can see all those differences in my other course about female anatomy, where I make also a male and I compare them. I think it's useful. These days courses are pretty cheap. I mean, for $20 or less, most of the time you can buy one of those courses, which is, in some countries, this is one lunch, just a lunch. In my country is 2 lunches, for example, or 1 breakfast and 1 lunch. Yeah. In some countries, this is a lot of money, but yeah, not everybody could be happy. So you see how I make the wrist thinner. This area here around the elbow is thicker, then it goes thinner, and then it goes a bit thicker to the upper part of the arm. And she has very thin arms, which I don't like too much, so I will inflate it a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. Of course, we'll need more kind of geometry and stuff, but notice again, and notice it very good, because you will make this mistake, I'm sure. You will make the mistake to start with a lot of geometry, and you will kind of miss the point. It's very difficult, even for me, to work with a lot of polygons. That's why I work with low number of polygons always, in the beginning. And I'm making the forms, and I'm spending my time. You see, I'm spending a lot of time in this very low version. I will make the thumb kind of a thing, then I'm flattening this part. So this is the hand, I'm flattening it, and this is the wrist, and I'm flattening it too. And the wrist area here will be like a square, so flat in the top, flat, a bit flat here, a bit flat here, and flat in the bottom. Yeah, this is stylization of the wrist basically, but it's needed because it's kind of making the forms. This is generalization of the forms, which is I always do even when I'm doing a realistic character, because in the beginning I don't need the details, I need the overall form, and the overall form is kind of like this, straight here, straight in here, and then straight in this area and also in here. So it basically is a box shape. I'm pushing this a bit. I like to have a gesture in when I'm doing this. Ooh, yes. Okay. I will have the gesture, which means that I don't like very straight arms. Wow, she's looking very big head and small body. Yeah, it's like a child, basically. So we will increase the size of the body at some point, but still, let's continue for now like this. It's very odd, but yeah. If even now when I'm working and I'm even now I'm seeing this without spending time out of the model or something, then it's very obvious that she's looking like a basically very young girl, for example. And she should be a woman, but thin, and a warrior. We'll see how we will do it. So I think this is enough for now, for this kind of a part, no, but for this resolution of the arm, and we can go to the next resolution. I will inflate it a bit. I think a little bit bigger arms will be better, yes. And then I will go to split it. I want it separate from the body and everything. And then I will Dynamesh it at 48. 48 is a good resolution, but when we put the fingers, the other fingers, we will need more resolution in order for the fingers to not glue to each other. They will kind of you will see. You will have this problem. I always see people asking, what do I do when my fingers, the fingers of my character are glued to one another? You just, before you start dynameshing the fingers, you have to go a little bit higher on the subdivision. Yeah, and here on the thumb area, what I do is I need a straight part from the wrist to the first part of the thumb. So you see, this is kind of a straight line. Then we have this kind of a straight line, and then we have this, but this is not straight, this is more like curve. Also, this is kind of a curve, but in a stylized character it could be a straight line. So straight, curve, straight, and the fingers of a female character should be kind of a nice and thin, like a pianist fingers. They shouldn't be like some kind of a Hulk fingers or something. We have to be careful about that, but we'll see. So here I don't like that she's very strong in this area. I will push this. I will make her, yeah, the forearm is a little bit too much. But since it will be bent, it's okay. Yeah, you see how it started to look nice? We can do a bit of this thing, and then the biceps, we can just go with the down standard brush and make this shape. This, most of the time, is a vein that comes from there, but it makes a separation between this plane, the front plane, and the side plane of the biceps. And the upper plane, if we can say, because it's up. And you see, let me try to show you in my... So this is this kind of a, it's a vein here. I cannot show you that much because I don't have that bigger of a vein, but it's kind of a making separation between this plane and this plane. It is not exactly a plane. It's not exactly super plane, but I'm making it plane, then I smooth it, and then it becomes kind of a, it's good to have a separation there. Then we push this, not push but smooth it a little bit. And the hands, most of the time, the hands, not the arms, the hands will become maybe a bit bigger in the beginning, but we will kind of adjust them later. As I told you, we'll adjust everything. We will try some things. For now, she's looking nice, and in the next video we will start probably the fingers, because we have something like a thumbs. Of course, this is not exactly the thumbs. These are the thumbs. This will be the thumbs, but they're not that big or something. We will adjust them to the other fingers. I mean, yeah, you see your own arm, and we will adjust that. This will be it for now. Thank you, and see you in the next video, of course, like always.